Step right up, hurry, hurry, before the show begins. My friends, stand in line, get your tickets. I hope you will attend. It'll only cost you 50 cents to see what life has done to those like you and me. See the man with the broken heart, you'll see that he is sad. He hurts so bad, so bad, so bad. See the girl who has lost the only love she ever had. There's got to be no sadder show to see. No doubt about it, satisfaction's guaranteed. So let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry, step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. Let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry, step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. See the man who's been crying for a million years. So many tears, so many tears. See the girl who's collected broken hearts for souvenirs. It's more exciting than a one-man band. The saddest little show in all the land. So let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry, can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. Let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry, step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. So let the sideshow begin. Hurry, step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. Let the sideshow begin. Step right on in. Step right on in.
Hello everyone and welcome to session 3 of the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. My name is Randie Henderson and I am one of the Black Feminist Reading Circle members of this online group. This session runs from January 20th until June 2nd and includes 2 week-long breaks. Our democratically selected reading material is Harriet A. Washington's book, Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. Our book group meets each Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 8 on the Google Plus Hangouts on Air platform. You may find the Global Black Feminist Reader Circle on Google Plus, YouTube, and Facebook, and always feel free to join us in reading our story together. Hello everyone, tonight I am moderating Chapter 3. I am Randie and I'm watching from Atlanta, Georgia, and I hope my lights and everything stay on for everybody. We should be okay though. And I guess we can start with Michelle.
Hello, everybody. My name is Michelle Odom. I am one of the co-hosts of the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. Welcome to Session 3, Meeting 4. We're reading Harriet A. Washington's Medical Apartheid, and it's been a very enlightening book. There's still plenty of time to join in if you would like to. I am watching tonight from Brooklyn, New York. Georgette?
Hello, everyone. My name is Georgette Moses. I'm watching from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm glad to see everybody made it despite weather and other circumstances. Looking forward to tonight.
I'm Joel JJ from Charleston. Glad to be here. I don't have much to say because I don't count much. I'm a man.
When you get off
Joel, you matter. Hi, my name is Venita Walker. I'm joining you from Connecticut. Welcome. Happy to see everyone here.
Hi, I'm Kim, and I'm also in Brooklyn, and I'm happy to be here. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Y'all know this week is my week, and so after I do the summary, I put people's names by the passages to make it flow a little more easily, because I know that we've been having technical difficulties and we've been going in and out. So like Georgette does the first question, reads first passage and first question, and then anybody who wants to give an answer to that question too, and then Michelle reads the second one, and then she also answers the second question, so that we're not all trying to see who's going to answer it first. The person who reads it basically is first. Chapter 3, Circus Africanus, takes us on a journey of black bodies put on display, violated, mocked, and other egregious crimes, all in the name of profit. So also this chapter is Circus Africanus, the popular display of black bodies. So in this chapter, Harriet Washington discusses the horrific life of widower Odom Benga, put on display at the New York Zoological Gardens, Henry Moss, a black man who sought to profit off his skin's color change, but was acquired by Dr. Charles Caldwell and never did a show of his own again. Harriet Washington also discussed Saartjie Baartman, how she was paraded around multiple countries, raped, and only given a portion, if any, of the money her captors made off her body. And lastly, in this chapter, we learned of Joice Heth, said to be 161 years old, the anonymous wild men, Calvin Bird, Zip, Blind Tom, Thomas Bethune, and the performances of P.T. Barnum, who began his career by performing in blackface, but capitalized on his career by the exploitation of black people with vitiligo. This chapter was most troubling, but highlighted the fact that white people profited off of black bodies even without scientific reasons. This chapter shows us all how deep, dangerous, and peculiar white fetishes are, but it also highlights names we are not taught about and helps us better understand the iatrophobia Harriet Africans of the diaspora and African Americans face when they have the option to seek professional medical help.
Around 1790, when Henry Moss realized that his body had embarked upon a mystifying transformation into whiteness, he cut out the middleman to exhibit himself. Unlike later sideshow freaks who had remained mute while Barkers triumphed, the manufactured erotica that passed for their life stories. Barker, proudly straddling a museum chair or slowly strolling the stage saloon. Moss peeled the linen from his variegated body in a tantalizing medical striptease while he unreeled his own story. I'm going blind. Henry Moss chose his day job. Do you think this was an act of survival? Something he figured he should do before someone else tried to do it for him? Or was it something else simply maybe because it's what he wanted to do? Well, now, No, I think Henry Moss was a bright man. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think Henry Moss said to himself, if someone else is going to profit off of my body, I just as well do it myself. We're intelligent people, you know. So I don't think he just did it just to do it. No, I think he thought about it and said, okay, you know, rather than have them whore me out at the end, accept my dignity and my pride and everything else taken from me, I just get out there myself. That's what I would have did. So I'm going to go with the positive side of it. That he said, okay, I was, I might as well just pour myself out, make my own money. I don't have to split the profits with these freaks out here, and so yeah, he was just a smart businessman. Let's put it that way. Because we were very smart people. Some of us were in a situation where we couldn't make those decisions, but apparently Henry wasn't. So Henry said, all right now, sound like something me and Michelle would do. Hey.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. I understand that. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean the form where you had to make those decisions. I think Michelle, and I know you well enough, that you're not going to let somebody else do that anything to you, or if it's his business. Period. If I can make the money myself, then why am I going to let somebody make money off my back?
I agree. I actually do have a lot of respect for prostitutes, and I think if you're going to be a prostitute, what I don't understand is the prostitutes that have pimps.
Hey, girl,
I mean, I'm sure there's some good reasons for it, but I don't get it. But I get the independent prostitute that is just trying to survive and just trying to take control of her survival. I couldn't do it, and I've been pushed to the limit. I'm more like Odom Benga, but I do have a measure of respect for people that can do that. To me, though, I couldn't do it. So there was something I wanted to say about that, but I lost it. So it'll come back.
I mean, he was going to, the way during that time, and black folks have very little control over their destiny. Either he did it or they did it to him. What's the difference? What's the difference?
Yeah, better that you do it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, what is the difference? He had to survive. He needed money to survive. So what's the difference? You're gonna have someone else do it?
Given what I just said about boundaries, I mean that the people of that generation, just like the people of our generation, life forces you to figure out what your boundaries are. I must have been about 22 years old because I had just moved to DC when I met a black man who was a prostitute. And I didn't know that men did those things. So, it was an education. But for women, for whoever is doing it, it's their road to survival. But I think it would be good. It doesn't happen, but I think it would be good if we all ask ourselves, how much we're really willing to do to survive. And I don't know, maybe my survival instinct is not that strong. When I hear that story about that man that walked 21 miles in one direction to get to his factory job, you know, I believe I couldn't do it. I believe that I don't want to live that much, you know. But I think that's what it comes down to. How much do you love life? So.
All right now.
I guess one of the things that I wonder about his decision is, I don't think it made his emotional life any better. I think that the fact that he still was debasing himself, whether or not he was keeping the lion's share of the money or not, I think that it was still some shame in the game, that it was still what you had to do to survive. So, and for me personally, I hope never to be put in that decision, but I think I would have to go the same way he did. You know, especially if I had a family, if I had kids or a wife or something like that. Mm-hmm. You know, I think once, unless I'm gonna kill my whole family, but I think it's different when you hear somebody's whole story and kind of hear, yes, you know, if it's just me, that's one decision. But if I have kids, I may have to hold out, yes, hope for them, mm-hmm, and do what I have to do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Those are my thoughts.
Mm-hmm. But don't many of us do that every day anyway? You go to employers every day that treat you like crap, that talk to you like crap, that work you for slave wages. Is that any different? Do you turn around and say, well, you know, in 2015, when the loaf of bread is $4, I'm just going to walk out of here because I have my pride and my dignity? No, a lot of folks don't. What's the difference? What is really the difference? Now, I don't know about some folks, but I have been in that position many, many years ago, where I had to put up with some things that made me feel terribly emotionally. But I had a child to feed. So I had to deal with the emotional humiliation to get that paycheck. I didn't have time. Pride was not going to feed my child. It wasn't going to pay any rent. It wasn't going to pay any medical bills. So that's what I had to do. So how many of us do that all the time?
Is the difference that the question of your own humanity, that I can be treated badly on a job, but when someone says that I am subhuman just because of the skin color, I think that's different than needing to pay the rent.
Well, of course it's different. I wouldn't, you know, I could never measure what I have dealt with, what any of us have dealt with, compared to that. I'm just going parallel with the point. It's a lot different. Well, they have a whole different set of issues to deal with, you know. So no, I can never, you know, measure myself against what my ancestors went through. And that's just my opinion, that I feel like a lot of us today prostitute ourselves out to employers.
I see.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of us deal with a lot of emotional things. You go to jobs every day where you're doing a job of 2 and 3 people, and emotionally you come home and you're a wreck. You know, it's interfering with the rest of your life. Half of us are depressed. I'm just saying that what is actually the difference? Not trying to measure my pain against that, because I can never measure anything that's ever happened to me in my life against this. But you do what you have to do sometimes.
Of course. That's true. You know, we have people today that there are some jobs where you have to wear a diaper. because you're not allowed to go to the bathroom. You know, just all kinds of circumstances. I remember reading about a factory in China. The makers of your iPods and iPads and all of that, where they had a rash of people killing themselves, trying to get out of this work because it's like slavery. Once you get in, there's no way out, and you were forced to live at the factory in tiny little rooms, dorms. Um, Everybody had to get up at the same time, and I think I remember that they got like a cup of tea and a biscuit, and then had to go to work for 12 hours. So people were killing themselves, but other people, I guess, are dealing with it. So that's why I'm saying we all have to set our own bottom line, because the world doesn't have a bottom line for us. It's a bottomless pit.
That's it.
That's true.
Go as low as you want to go.
Yeah.
You're willing to go. Okay.
The sun